What's up, everyone? This is going to be our Black Adam movie review here on Rants, and this is a movie I've been waiting for a very, very long time, and it didn't disappoint. It really actually did not disappoint. This is probably one of the better or best DC film I've seen. This was a solid performance all the way through. I really truly enjoyed this film. I mean this. I think the Justice Society of America, I guess that's what they were called in this, but I almost kind of feel like they were better than the Justice League. I really did. I felt like they were just amazing in this. I got new favorite characters that I've never really been gigantic fans of, like Hawkman. I mean, I thought Hawkman was this kind of B-rated, C-rated, almost kind of like the Flash in a lot of ways, but he was my favorite out of all of these characters. I mean, to me, he stole the show more than even The Rock did. I think he was played by Aldous Hodge. I've never heard of this actor before, but man, I want to see a Hawkman movie after seeing this. I think he was amazing in this. I thought the connection with him and Pierce Brosnan's Dr. Fate was just perfect. I mean, you really felt something for both characters, and they were perfect together. And I just enjoyed this film in a lot of ways. I love like I said, I love the Justice Society of America. It wasn't just those two that I enjoyed. I enjoyed Atom Smasher. I enjoyed Cyclone. I thought their powers were really cool. I thought there was a lot of funny moments in there. I thought we got to see the best version of DC that we've ever seen. And it's made me more excited for the future of what is to come than really, the Snyder Cut even did. Because I feel like, look, and I'll just flat out say it, and I've said it a couple times in this video, the Justice Society of America is better than the Justice League. They're just more interesting characters. There's more to them. There's more that you could explore with those characters. You could take those characters almost kind of like Marvel did with Black Panther and Black Widow. Take these characters that not a lot of people, unless you're Marvel fans, really know about, and make them into A-list heroes. And that is exactly what this movie does with Hawkman and Dr. Fate. They take characters that, if you're a DC fan, you know them, you know of them, but the story that you could tell with these characters, you could do a backstory that, them on another mission in the past, that would have been just perfect. I really do believe that. I think it would have been absolutely perfect. And I'm looking forward to hopefully seeing that in the future as well. Now, as far as Dwayne Johnson as Black Adam or teth-adam, he did a good job. I'm not going to say he was great. I'm not going to go so far as say he was great. I think they tried to play a little bit too much on he's the hero that no one asked for and does it in the way that, he goes by his own rules. That's a little bit played out to a certain extent. And I thought the back and forth between him and Hawkman kind of got a little bit old at times. I thought I enjoyed the encounters between them, the fight scenes between them. But, the difference in personalities about, well, we're heroes and we don't do this. And then him just saying, well, I do. I mean, he said that like 5 or 6 times, Dwayne Johnson did in this movie, that I don't mind killing or whatever kind of things. And we're like, I'm just like, I totally get it. Like, you made your point. We don't have to keep going there over and over and over again. There was some parts of it that I didn't like. I did really like it when, he had just got, Black Adam had just appeared back on the screen. He's in his little cave, and then he goes and he saves specific character in this film that I won't give away, but he saves her, and then he goes and just proceeds to murder everybody else. But I'm like, how did you know she wasn't the enemy? Like, I just kind of felt like there was like little scenes between him and one character's son that I was like, okay, this is getting a little old. How does he know English to begin with? I kind of felt like they didn't really explain that aspect. They have him speaking in this other language, and then they have him speaking in English, and I'm like, what is this? Like, what exactly is this? And then I kind of felt like, to a certain extent, they did make the Justice Society of America kind of feel like a bunch of a-holes. Because they're like, the people of Kandak, they're like, where have you been? Where have you been all this time? You haven't been helping us. And I'm like, well, are they really the heroes? Because they really haven't been there to help people like they say they are. And then they come over there and try to impose their perceptions on things to these people in Kandak. And I kind of felt like that might have been some kind of like little behind the scenes thing of trying to talk about, maybe the United States when it comes to foreign nations, some kind of little thing that they were trying to maybe put in there. But that could have just been on me. I haven't heard anything about them doing anything like that, but it just felt that way to me. It felt like they were trying to lead up to something or give a hint towards something of what they were really trying to say in it, because that's the way sometimes it felt. But like I said, I felt like Dwayne Johnson overall did a pretty good job. I felt like he was next level too much. For the most part of this movie, no one can stop him. No one can stop him. He does what he wants when he wants, even with the villains. And there's this one scene where they're trying to go into the lair of the bad guys. And they're like, oh, well, there's sentries here and there's guards here. It's heavily fortified. And then he just completely leaves and just goes all Superman and completely wipes out everybody. And I felt like then those aren't interesting characters when they have no one that is at their level. That's always been my biggest problem with Superman. Why I've always been more of a Batman type person is because Superman, yes, he has enemies that challenge him, but really, if you take out Darkseid and if maybe 2 or 3 other characters, he's next level. And, of course you've got Lex Luthor, but then Lex Luthor is just a man. And I've always enjoyed the back and forth between Batman and the Riddler and Batman and the Joker and all these others, because I always felt like they were on the same level. They're on the same playing field, and it always felt that way, and Batman always had to do something to, outsmart them or, do something to get the better of them. And I felt like that was where this show really, or this movie kind of failed with me on that one, is because he was just too next level. There was nobody that could really stand in his way till the very end. And then I kind of felt like, spoiler alert, Sabek or whatever his name is the villain. I didn't really buy into the narrative that they were trying to present as how they brought him in. I felt like that was a stupid story overall. I mean, and you could see where it was going from the very beginning. And I'll be honest, I didn't feel nothing for the backstory. I really didn't. I thought maybe that could have been done differently, or maybe, just kind of have a movie where it's just him gaining his powers. Maybe do the backstory of that as the movie. That would have probably been a far more interesting movie in a lot of different ways. But like I said, the villain, Sabek, he, I don't know, he had his moments, but I didn't feel like there was enough of him that I really could care about him. There was a lot of side characters that I did really like in this show. While I was a little disappointed by the villain, I thought that the side characters did a really good job. And I do want to say, before I get away from the villains too, is I also felt like maybe they should have not had a villain that had really almost the exact same power. Like, I guess I'm kind of sick of that, because I used to be a real big Flash fan on the CW, and I felt like they kind of ruined the Flash in a lot of ways, because every villain was just, I don't know, the opposite of him with the exact same powers, or sometimes just him in general. And I kind of felt like this felt that way too. But as far as overall movie, I mean, it looks beautiful. I thought the acting was great. I thought it really leads up to a nice sequel or set of movies. I would definitely be in favor of it. I think Dwayne Johnson was the right person to pick as Black Adam. Like I said, I thought he did a perfect job. I would like to see a Hawkman and Dr. Fate backstory movie. I think that would be really cool. Or just a Hawkman movie in general, I would be cool with. But I thought Pierce Brosnan, Aldous Hodge, they stole the show for me in a lot of different ways. I also, like I said, I enjoyed Cyclone. I thought, and Atom Smasher was okay. He had his moments that were funny. So, as far as humor goes, give it an A. As far as looks and the way the storyline went, I would give the story maybe a B minus, and I would give the other probably about an A on that. I just had a problem with some of the backstory. I felt like it was kind of poor. It really was kind of poor, and I felt like maybe Black Adam repeated some lines a little too much, and they could have brought in somebody that was next level a lot quicker than what they did. But besides that, there just isn't too many flaws I can pick out about this. I didn't really enjoy the post-credits scene either. I thought that was kind of dumb. I don't really want that particular character involved this quickly. Totally understand why they did it, and I know a lot of people are excited about it, but I felt like it could have been left out. But overall, guys, this is definitely a must-see. And hey, if you enjoy this content here on Rants, please like, subscribe, and also leave your comment down below. I love hearing from fans of DC as well, and of other projects too. Whether you're Marvel or Harry Potter or wherever you may be in this world, I am a fan of those things too. So please hit me up in the comment section, good or bad. I'll listen and I'll respond. As always, thank y'all for watching, and y'all take care.